So I put it for short, before workout, BWO, so I could write that in there. BWL, before workout. Anyway, I want to talk about this birth rate, man. Let's get straight to it. Enough waffling. Right now, the U.S. is at a 1.6 with the birth rate, and you need over 2.0 to sustain a society. That means, the population here in the U.S. will continue to get smaller and smaller, man. Basically, if this goes on for like 100 years, man, it's going to be a very, very small population here in the U.S., bro. And you know what? We need our military. We need young people to keep the society afloat, bro. And it's not looking good for the future. So we don't have to worry about no aliens coming to destroy us, man. We're doing it to ourselves. You feel me? And then you got social media that's causing a drop in the birth rate because women are very picky and they're only dealing with the 20% of men. That's another reason why. That's another reason why, bro. And then you got the cost of living. Oh, that's what's really doing it, man. People can't afford to have babies, man. That's why I was shocked when I saw that one guy coming to Starbucks the other night, and he had 2 kids. That's unheard of. Bro, that's unheard of. For him to have 2 kids. I mean, I seen these techies going around having 2 kids. Like the Indian, people. The Indian people from India. But everybody else is fading out. You got black people only having 1 child nowadays. You got white people only having 1 child, or sometimes 0. The cost of living has went up. And that's one of the reasons why the birth rate has dropped dramatically throughout the years. There's more men being single than ever before. In the decades before, bro, there's way more men being single. So there's a problem, and it's not gonna get fixed. You know what I'm saying? When everything's super expensive, bro, people don't wanna have children, man. Yeah, we gotta work out in the shade, bro. We can't work out in the sun, it's too hot. It's like the rich people have taken over. The Chads and the Tyrones and the rich people have taken over, bro. The average man is on his last legs right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a society full of single men, man. The violence is gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, before the internet took off, there were little mass shootings, man. And in a moment the internet took off and got popular, there were a lot more mass shootings, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So you got a lot of motherfuckers with anger built up inside of them because they can't get a woman, man. You know, social media has really gotten popular within our society. And you can't allow that shit to go on in your society, and there's not going to be a negative effect. You feel what I'm saying? There are some negatives, bro, with social media. You feel me? You know, there are some negatives, bro. Meaning that women are only going to want to deal with the 20% of men, Chads, Tyrones, men over 6 feet tall, Chads and Tyrones over 6 feet tall. Okay, the dudes who are under 6 feet tall, they're gonna struggle a lot more than the ones who are above 6 foot. I know that for sure, bro, because I've been struggling for years. You feel me? And I think if I got back on the dating scene, I could probably pick up a girlfriend, but she'll be sub 5, and I don't want to be with a sub 5 woman. I don't want to be with a woman who's not on my looks level at least. You feel what I'm saying? So that's we got a lot of that going on, man. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that the things that you release in your society is gonna have a negative and a positive effect on the people within the society, bro. You feel what I'm saying? The moment they invented that iPhone, bro, it was over, bro. A lot of guys started struggling after that, bro. So motherfuckers, they so hungry to make money that they'll destroy the world just so they can have a good life, man. You know, they ain't trying to get the bag and like, you know, quietly walk away. No, they're trying to get the bag and destroy shit at the same time. Get the bag and destroy shit. Get the bag and destroy shit. You feel what I'm saying? You know, if it wasn't for you fucking techies coming around here, bro, this shit wouldn't be so goddamn expensive. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of you techies, you be scared to like let motherfuckers know what you do for a living. Cause sometimes motherfuckers, they be hesitating to tell me what they do for a living. Like one time I was I was in a gym and I was talking to this chick, right? And I asked her what she was studying because she was in college, you know. And I was trying to shoot my shot at her, you know. And I asked her what she did for work or what is she studying or whatever, right? And she hesitated to tell me that she was majoring in computer science. Basically, she's trying to become a techie. And she hesitated for a little bit. She said, computer science? I said, oh, you one of those. Right away, I knew she was one of them techies, man. And them techies, like I said, man, they hesitate on telling you what they're majoring in and shit like that, and what they do for a living. You know, the reason why the cost of living goes up because there's so many techies out here in California, man, that the government know that these techies can, you know, pay for the cost of living. You feel what I'm saying? Because of their checks. Before you techies showed up, bruh, everything was a lot cheaper. You feel what I'm saying? Cost of living was cheaper. You know, the rent was cheaper. Everything was cheaper, bro. And I'm not the only one like who's blaming the techies for things going up. There's a lot of other motherfuckers who moved away from California that were complaining about the techies. You techies, you bringing up the cost of living and all that. And to tell you, man, the techies they get blamed for the cost of for the cost of living going up, man. You techies really fucked up a lot of shit, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I done had motherfuckers. I done seen motherfuckers get into fights because of this shit, bro, at bars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I got into an argument with a techie when I was doing Lyft or Uber, right? And I don't know how we got into an argument about this shit, but, you know, me and him got into an argument, and I was like, if it wasn't for you fucking techies coming in and bringing the cost of living up, you know what I'm saying, everything would be cheaper. I let that techie know, like, how much things cost before you guys came into the Bay Area. I let that techie know. I said, the cost of living, man, the rent was around $1,200, bro. $1,300, $1,400, at the most $1,500. You know, and then when you techies moved in 2012, the fucking rent start going up sky high. Like me and my girlfriend, we was paying $1,500 for a little suburban area over there in Walnut Creek. You know, and then around 2000, it was earlier than that. It was earlier than that. It was like 2010. Around 2010, 2011, the rent went up to like $2,000. Okay, an extra $500 on rent. Okay, when you techies started coming in, you know, just because you techies can afford to pay for shit, it don't mean that the rest of us can afford to pay for shit. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's not want to get involved in tech. I don't want to be a fucking techie. Fuck tech, bro. You know, all you motherfuckers are doing is bringing the cost of living up for everybody else. And that's why tons of people left California, bro. We're talking about like hundreds of thousands of people just vacated the premises, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't thrive in a highly super expensive economy, man, where everything's so goddamn expensive. You can't thrive. You can't procreate. You can't have children when everything is so goddamn expensive. Only you fucking techies can have children. That's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? You know, AI and shit like that, that shit is coming in, taking jobs from people. You know what I'm saying? We fucking ourselves straight up the motherfucking brown hole, bro. We fucking ourselves straight up the brown hole. In the long term, man, I can see things are declining right now, bro. This is a declining nation, bro. Everything is highly expensive. You know what I'm saying? The birth rate has went down dramatically because of that, bro. It's like we're so obsessed with money and having a better life that we're putting like money over family, which is okay. I understand why. Hey, you know, money comes first, right? You know, you can't have a family if we don't have money. You feel what I'm saying? You know, money comes first and everything else comes last. You feel what I'm saying? See, I understand that logic, man. You get the money and then that's it. You know? But it's causing harm on the economy. I mean, well, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it is. Because when you got less people in the economy, there's going to be less spending going on. You feel what I'm saying? Less spending. So a lot of motherfuckers don't get that combination right there. You know, you got a lack of babies in you know, your fucking, the people in your economy is shrinking to the point of no return. You're screwed long term. Like within 100 years or two, you ain't gonna have a nation. You're not thinking long term. You motherfuckers thinking short term, man. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to hit another jackpot. That's not tearing nobody down. You know what I'm saying? That's not doing nothing. I'm not like bringing the cost of living up. You feel what I'm saying? Matter of fact, when I do get my jackpot, I'm leaving California so my money can go further. Let's say I hit like $2 million. I'll get the fuck out of California, man, and go to like a different state. Like Texas or something, where things are cheaper. I could buy me a house for like 200 grand, bro. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Texas. That's why everybody's moving to Texas, man. You get tired of expensive California. And the thing is, there's no point, there's no return after that. Like, the birth rate is never gonna be the same. You're not gonna convince people to have babies when everything is so goddamn expensive. Even if you throw in a house or in a car, that's not gonna work. Just like Japan, bro. They're not gonna bounce back from that. Japan is done, man. You know, their cost of living is just like ours, bro. That's one of the reasons why they're not having children in Japan. They bringing the cost of living up to the point of no return, and there's no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can't, like, you kind of, the thing is, the only way the government can get people to have more children if they bring the cost of living down, which they're not gonna do that. So we're screwed. For the next generation, our children, they're done for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything's so goddamn expensive. Even, what's her name was saying that shit? I think it was Thai girl, man. Because I thought she was pregnant at one point because I was busting all kinds of nuts inside a Thai girl, right? Just letting loose in her. I must have had busted 6 nuts. We had sex like 6 times at least. Twice every time I came around, right? And I asked her, I said, "Are you pregnant?" And she was like, no, it's too expensive for that. And I was like, shit. So it's like, man, bro, there's no returning after this, man. And the reason why I say there's no returning, because the government is not going to make things cheaper. If they do, they'll have to settle for less money coming in and all that other stuff. Boy, we're screwed. Our planet might not even last another 200 years. That's why they're on Mars looking for more room. You know what I'm saying? Because they see that this planet is dying. It's what people are doing to it, bro. Greedy, hungry, money-hungry people, bro. But the thing is, it's different when you get money and you just, you know, spending it. No, these people are getting money and harming the dating scene, the way you procreate and shit like that, and the cost of living going up. You're getting money at the same time. Other people are suffering because you're getting money. You feel what I'm saying? There's a difference when you're just out there being an actor. You know what I'm saying? And got you a nice house and a car. You put money into the economy, you feel me? You're not, you put money into the economy. You're not really damaging people, man, when you're out there acting, being a comedian, or even hitting jackpots left and right. You're not really harming people, man. You're putting more money into the economy. That's what's going on. But they got people out here that invent things. Yeah, they put money into the economy, but they causing harm to like society. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? I don't think it was not yet. You know, there's a difference when you're just out getting money and you're not really harming nothing, man. Get off me. What the hell's going on here? You feel what I'm saying? But when you are a techie, so you're getting money and you're bringing the cost of living up at the same time, which is causing other people to suffer. You feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers have left, like I said, a lot of motherfuckers have left California because of the cost of living is too goddamn high. Everybody's barely scraping by, bro. Everybody but you techies. I put a lot of blame on the techies, bro. Like every time you motherfuckers start, you know, going into the field of tech, studying computer science, you're the fucking problem, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't just me, bro. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here mad at the techies, bro. I done heard other people talk about the techies like a dog. Oh, them techies, man, they bring it up at all the cost of living, man. I done heard so many comments. I done heard so many comments. I done seen so many comments here on YouTube about you techies, about the tech industry, how it's just making everything so goddamn expensive. Because it wasn't like that before the tech industry got here, bro. It wasn't. Before 2012, everything was cheaper, bro. Everything was cheaper. And the thing is, man, everybody's not trying to be in tech. There's blue collar workers out here that's barely getting by. We got truck drivers making like $150,000 a year, which is nothing, bro. They barely getting by, bro. Blue collar workers, warehouse workers making about $100,000 a year. That's poverty wage, bro. Out here in California. Back before the techies, making $100,000 a year, like around 2008, 2009, you were balling. After 2012, for some reason, $100,000 don't go that far no more. You feel what I'm saying? So nah, it's not really a good thing, bro, that the cost of living is going up. You know? And then, see, the thing is, the Chads and the Tyrones have cornered the dating market on the dating apps, okay? Chad and Tyrone are on the dating apps like nobody's business. Okay? These dudes are banging everything from a 6 and up. Okay? Now, they ain't messing with low-tier women, guarantee that. But they banging women that are 6 and ups. So when females start having sex with a bunch of Chads and Tyrones, there's gonna be a lot of less like babies coming out of that, man. Like Chads and Tyrones are not gonna settle down with a 6, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might bang a 6 for like a couple of nights and then toss her on her way. Hey, they're not gonna settle down with some female that's below them. You know what I'm saying? Might use her as a backup or something, just in case their face match don't come through. You know? But they're not gonna settle down with these women. So then you got a bunch of promiscuous women that just want to sleep with top tier men, and there's gonna be less babies coming out of that. See, before social media, women had to settle down with what their face match. You know, women was more likely to settle down because they had less options. You feel what I'm saying? But then when you create something that allows them to have more options, Then they become picky about who they having sex with, who they having babies with. You feel what I'm saying? It's like a high value man. He gonna be picky as fuck because he got a endless amount of options. So he less likely to settle down and have a baby, you know, with a female. You feel what I'm saying? Nowadays, high value men don't even want to have children, man. You know what I'm saying? When you got high value men that don't want to have children, that's when you're really in trouble too. So that adds up to everything, man. There's a bunch of key factors that's making the baby population drop. Okay, it's a bunch of key factors. A lot of stuff that's really going on. It's not just one thing. It's a gang of things all at once. So we could kiss the human race goodbye, man. If this keeps up for the next 100, 200 years. The next 200 years, man, we can kiss humanity goodbye, man. We destroying ourselves, bro. Even some of the motherfuckers who have picked this apart and dissected it, bro, they said, man, this shit is over with. Society is on the collapse, man. You know? When you got a 1.6 birth rate, bro, there's no coming back from that. We need over 2.0, over 2.0 to sustain a society, bro. We don't have that in the U.S., bro. We're doing it to ourselves, bro. We're destroying ourselves because of money, really. Motherfuckers want that fat payday. They can care less about a family. You know what I'm saying? And me, myself, I really don't want to have children, but I have to for my older self. You feel what I'm saying? Like, one day I'm going to be old. Who's going to come in and take care of me, man, when I'm old? I don't care how much money you got, nigga. I'll just pay people to be around me. But, bro, it's not going to be the same. Because you got people that's going to probably be dishonest around you. If you go to an old folks home, they know you ain't got no family coming to see you. They're going to treat you like shit in that old folks home, bro. They're going to mistreat you, man. I heard stories of motherfuckers who don't have children coming around to see them in an old folks home. And let me tell you something. Ooh, I heard a accident. Ooh, that hurt. Wow. I'm going to go see that real quick. Yeah, so you got motherfuckers. I heard stories of motherfuckers being inside of old folks' homes. It doesn't matter they got money or not, bro. They still getting treated like shit. And they getting cheated out of their money. You know what I'm saying? So you got a society that's childless, man. You know, a bunch of old folks just kicking in the door, man. You ain't gonna have a society within 100, 200 years from now. Maybe not right now, we're not feeling the major effects, but our children and our grandchildren is gonna feel it. We basically ran that thing around the goddamn track, ran that car around the track, until the tires were all fucked up, and to all the, I heard a huge crash over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We fucked the tires up. We fucked the body frame up. It's all fucked. Ooh, goddamn! I knew I heard something. Ooh, in the. Ooh. Wow. Shit. Ooh. That's a huge accident, bro. Man. I've been back and forth about children once I get the bag, but I said, man, what's gonna happen, Kel, bro, when when you get old, bro, at least if I have children next year, bro, by the time I get to be in my 60s, I'll have teenagers around me. You feel what I'm saying? That's gonna help take care of me, man, while I'm sick and while I'm old and I can't move around like I used to. So I gotta have children. I have to. That's an investment, man, for the future. And some of you guys saying, well, kids are not guaranteed to take care of you in your old age, but you gotta take some type of gamble, though. You know, you gotta take some type of gamble. You can't not gamble at all. I'd rather take a gamble than no gamble. I'd rather throw the dice on the table and don't throw the dice on the table at all. Cause then you for sure won't have anybody to take care of you. I'm gonna keep trying until I get a boy too. If I have me a girl, okay, we gotta get a boy. We gotta get a boy. Cause a boy is more likely to come around and take care of you when you old. I took care of my mother when she was old, man. I lived with her for like a year or two, man, until we couldn't get along no more, and then I left the house. But when I left, she died. So I was basically holding her life together, man. You feel what I'm saying? My mother wouldn't have lived this long if I wasn't around, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta think like that. Children are an investment. You could do all that shit while you young, talking about, I don't need no kids, man. I don't need no bread snatchers. I don't need no crumb munchers. Ooh, that's a huge accident. Ooh, the bumper came off and everything. Oh, man. Man. Damn. Man. Man. Oh. I hope they okay, man. Walk over to see if everybody's okay. God damn. Damn, man. All of the safety bags, man. And the Tesla. Man. I heard that, bro, from a distance. I heard it, bro. Oh, everything's okay? I guess everybody's okay. That's all that matters, is everybody's okay. Man, cars can be fixed, man. People can't be fixed. Cars can be fixed, but people can't. Man. Yikes. I'm making sure everybody was okay. Everybody okay, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're okay. So I've been looking at this lately, man. I've been looking at videos on the birth rate And it just looks like we're in trouble with the birth rate, man. They said no nation has came back from a plummeted birth rate, so it's pretty much permanent. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said before, the government is not gonna bring the cost of living down. They're the ones bringing it up too, man. You know, the government is not going to bring the cost of living down. The landowners are not going to bring the cost of the rent down. What's up with it? You turned 45 this year? Yeah, I did. February. You know, it's not going to come down. It's not, the cost of living is not going to go in reverse. You feel what I'm saying? They're not going to get rid of the date naps. It's bringing too much money in. You know, that's fattening the government pocket with the taxes and stuff that's on that. So we're screwed. we digged a hole that we cannot fill up again, man. You know what I'm saying? The only way people will start having children again and stuff start to improve, like the birth rate, the birth rate would improve if only the cost of living go down. That's not gonna happen. So we're done. For like many generations to come, yeah, if it persists another 100, 200 years, you can say goodbye America, bro. If it keeps going long term, I ain't talking about right now, but if it keeps going long term with the birth rate like that, yeah, you can say goodbye to America. Just like you saying goodbye to Japan. Japan gonna be non-existent, bro. Their birth rate is worse than ours, bro. Nobody's having children out there. Bro, they got empty schools out there. Preschools are closing down. You feel me? You know, Toys R Us are closing down out here. I know that, man. You notice that when the Toys R Us stores start closing down, you know that you in trouble, bro. Man, when I was younger, bro, we had Toys R Us. That was my place to go get my video games, bro. I used to love Toys R Us as a kid, bro. You see what I'm saying? Toys R Us, that was my shit when I was younger, bro. Like I said, I used to go get video games, He-Man action figures, Ninja Turtles action figures. That was my shit when I was a kid. The moment, I don't know when they closed down. I look it up, man. But as the years went by, man, all the Toys R Us, they shut down, all of them. Because nobody's having children, bro. Even the preschools are very small. They're smaller, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know. So nah, man, it's a done wrap out here, man. Will I have children once I get the bag secured? Yeah, I will. You know, once I secure the bag, I will. But I'm only gonna have about 2 or 3 of those things, man, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? 3 max, baby. Yeah, you know it's hot right now, man. The seagulls, they got their mouth open. When the seagull open his mouth, bro, I mean, it's getting hot. So I gotta get to working out, man, before it get too hot. We got another smoker today. It's gonna be very hot today. It's gonna be 90 degrees, man. So I'm gonna get to working out before it get too hot. It's already 9 o'clock and it's already hot. Shit. Anyway, you guys have a good day, man. I'll be back on probably with a part 2 to this after I work out, man. You know, and they will Pretty soon they will have robot children. I don't think it's going to be robot children. I just think there's going to be robots, period, trying to replace people. But you're not going to you're going to have a hard time replacing people, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't replace people, you know, entirely. You feel what I'm saying? Still, there's got to be some people on this earth. You know, it's just that AI is getting kind of dangerous too, man. You feel what I'm saying? AI is getting really dangerous. Is that people are so obsessed with making money. They don't care about starting families anymore, bro. That's the deal. They're about making that dollar. The dollar is the God here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Forget that God in the sky, bro. That moolah. That's what they care about only. You know what I'm saying? Having a more comfortable way of living. Having the finest things in life. A better quality of life. That's what they're obsessed with. And I'm obsessed with it too, man. Shit. I'm obsessed with that shit too. But I'm not trying to destroy the society in the process of getting it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, get hitting the jackpot. That's not destroying the society. Matter of fact, I'm spending money in the society to keep it going. You feel what I'm saying? I got a higher amount of money in my pocket. It's good for the economy. But when you are creating things like social media outlets or social media platforms like, hello, how you doing? Good morning. When you're creating things that have an effect on people's lives, like dating apps, social media outlets, like Facebook. Believe it or not, Facebook did have an effect on people's lives, but it wasn't like the dating apps. The dating apps, they were like a different animal. They were totally on a different page, bro, on a whole new level. See, Facebook was just, communicating with people. You feel me? And you could reach out to just anybody and shit like that. But when Tinder came out, that played it into the women's favor. You feel what I'm saying? It's one right now. Society is one big clusterfuck, bro. And there's no coming back unless the cost of living gets cheaper and they get rid of the dating apps. And they're not gonna do that. That's why I say it is done. Meaning that your society will keep on getting the people in your society will continue to get smaller and smaller. The population will keep on shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until there's nothing left. Because right now, like I said, we are below replacement level. We need 2 people to replace us. When we have children, when you get married, or when you have a baby, when you have babies with your girlfriend, you need at least 2 people to replace you when you die. You need to have 2 babies. Each couple needs to have 2 babies each. You feel what I'm saying? To replace us. That's how we've been doing it for like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, is leaving people behind when we die. So they take our place. And then the next generation take our place. And then the next generation take our place. And that's how we keep humanity going. That's not happening now, bro. Right now, like I said, we are below replacement level, and we ain't coming back from that. There's no coming back from that. It's like death. It's like what did Biggie say? He said, I never wish death on nobody because there ain't no coming back from that. Well, it's the same thing with America, bro. See, the thing is, man, when you fuck with I don't care who you are, man, on this planet, bro. When you fuck with the order of things, everything's gonna get screwed up. Like feminism just came into the society and just started fucking families up, okay? All right? Feminism just came into like society and said, bitch, we're running shit. got it into these females' head that you could be strong and independent and don't need a man. Okay, that's causing the birth rate to plummet too. That's all part of fucking, I don't know, man. It's whatever evil plan that's out there that's happening, man. It's working, man. You feel me? Look, the feminism, girl, you don't need a man. You can go out there and get your own money, your own dollars. You don't have to have no children. You feel me? Go on, girl, get your motherfucking money on. Fuck these men, bro. Fuck these men, bro. Literally, she'll say bro because she's a feminazi, you know? What they call it, feminazis? Yeah, bro. Yeah, you don't need a man, bro. Go and get your check, bro. Yeah, you know, what's up, money, honey? You know, they bring the cost of living up. They think it's okay to do all that. Because once you get hungry for money, you're going to want more, bro. The government getting too greedy. They're not putting family first no more, bro. That's what's really going down. They want that money. They want that money. They want that dollar. They don't care if they wreck this motherfucker to get it, bro. It's like a pimp. The pimp don't care about the hooker, bro. You know, the pimp don't care about the hookers and hoes. He wants your money. He don't care what you got to do to get out there and get it. You can catch diseases, HIV, syphilis, and all the other stuff. That pimp want his money. He don't care what you got to do to get it, or what happens to you. Don't care what happens to you. They don't care what you got to do. They don't care about what happens to you. They want their money. That's how the U.S. is, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Fucking pimp slap you and shit. Get my motherfucking money. Get out there. And most of the motherfuckers nowadays, bro, they're going to be working until they drop. They can't afford to retire. They'll be working until they drop. Their retirement check is not keeping up with the cost of living. That $300,000 a month, that's not going to survive out here, bro. They got to work a job. Like this one lady, she was like, inflation was causing her to lose out on her retirement. She got to work a part-time job just to make ends meet in her retirement. So she couldn't afford to retire. So most motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to retire. Think about that, bro. They're gonna be working into the day that they drop, bro. They'll never get to see a retirement, bro. You feel me? They'll never do that. And you ain't supposed to be working at 70 years old, man. You're supposed to be retired, bro. You got people out here working with gray hair to the fullest. You know. Anyway, let me start the workout, bro. I've been talking way too much. You guys have a good day, man. All I know is society is screwed in the long run. We're done. But by the time they feel by the time that shit start to happen, we'll be in our graves. We'll be dead. We won't even know it. You know, we won't be around to see the collapse of society, bro. And I don't want to see the collapse of society. I don't want to be around when that shit is happening, bro. You know what I'm saying? You guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace. I'll be back on later.